Hi everyone, thanks for coming to my talk. And my name is Kevin. I came from South Korea and working for my own startup. So I found there's really very few startup guys in Spark community and this summit. So I wanted to give some talk about startup for you. And today I'm going to talk about how we are working and what you are working for, especially how we are utilizing Apache Spark and what challenges and questions currently got. I guess you may not very familiar with Korea and Korean startups, and hope you get a little more closer after this talk. And I'm sorry for my broken English, because in Korea we never speak English in work, so please understand that. I'd like to introduce you Seoul first. So Seoul is one of the largest city in the world. We got 10 million of populations, and it's over 15 million if we add up some satellite cities nearby. And Korean economy is growing so fast, and we're living in very dynamic environment. And you may have streets like Gangnam, and it's famous for Gangnam style, and and it's Hongdae and Itaewon, Myeongdong. They're really unique and it's enjoyable. So I recommend you to visit Seoul when you have time for vacation. And you may contact me, so I'll give some information. And next, I'd like to introduce Between. This is our product. So you can say it's best app for couples. You can simply connect with your partner, example, your girlfriend or boyfriend, or your wife or husband. So we provide a private space just for two, and you can use chat, and you can upload to create album, and you can share your schedules with your partner. So we got 20 millions of downloads in global, and we are mostly loved by Asian countries because that kind of one-to-one intimate relationship is kind of Asian things. So, but I'm quite sure your relationship could be much better with Between. And it's been 8 years since we started Between, and at the early stage, we focus on creating and polishing products and growing. And now we are focusing on some monetization, and which is really critical to be a real company. And also we are seeking some new business. And we are a team of 60, and we are having 4 foreign branches on Japan and Singapore and Taiwan and Thailand. So it's mostly on Asian countries. And I came from Seoul, and now I'm playing a role as a data team lead. And sorry that my slides contains too many introductions. So our Between data team is a group of 4 engineers, including me. And also we are hiring data analysts and machine learning experts. So we are doing various tasks. And first, analysis task. We need to monitor and analyze the use of our product, Between. And since we got many users from many countries, sometimes it's not really visible for us, and we can only look into their actions through the data. So, and also we build our data analysis infrastructures, and I'm gonna talk more about it later. And as a task we are doing is expanding. There are so many third-party data-related products we are managing. And also, we are doing some machine learning researches like everybody in here does. And support team. This is one of our main priorities on my team, to help other teams to make better decisions on business. And products or some monetizations. And the company hasn't been spend money for marketing for years, but right now we got some plan to do some heavy marketing in few countries. So we need to help it to make sure the money is properly used in the right place. And also sometimes we work with another development team for some development tasks. And yeah, here's a few photos of our office. We're located in Gangnam for the best reachability, since Seoul is really large. So yeah, most transportations are heading for Gangnam. So we're located in Gangnam, and yeah, we got a nice office. We are in sharing office like we work, and that's our lobby, and that's our Kanban meetings. We are doing it every day, and this is our office, and this is our Friday night machine learning researches. So, yeah, we are really enjoying it, and this is the sunset we can see in our office. I really love it, and there's a big park, and actually this is a tombs of ancient kings, and it's walkable, but I never walk. Just enjoying the sign. So, yeah. Okay, so let's have a talk on some technologies since it's Spark Summit. In engineering field, we are all living in some constraints, and we may work hard to do best in the given constraint, and also we got some requirements and constraints. We got some big data. For somebody, it's not that big, but yeah, concept of big is quite relative, and still it's not doable with single machine. If we got some size of that kind of data, and also we got small team. We are a team of 4. I used to be working alone as a single man team, but yeah, we are 4, but still I guess it's quite small compared to task we are having, and we need to support 50, and we got also a tiny budget. So yeah, our company is just over VP and not having a lot of money to spend. So yeah, budget is always tiny. So we needed really efficient tech stack to match that kind of requirement. So this is an overview of how we work. So we use Apache Spark as a general processing engine. So we're doing most of the work with Apache Spark, and we also scriptify everything with Apache Zeppelin for efficiency. And our cluster is hosted on AWS, and we are using some BI dashboard tools. So let's look into closer. Apache Spark. Definitely, this is the best way to deal with big data for both performance and interface. So I used to write some Hadoop memories codes, and it's really messy. So we completely migrated since we get to know Spark at 2014, and we are already using AWS on our service. But for data analysis, we wanted to cut down the costs. So we built some computers by ourselves and put it in the office. But yeah, the machines broke down every day. So yeah, it was really painful experience. So yeah, now we are running Spark on AWS, and since we moved from Hadoop MemReduce to Apache Spark, 10 hours of task has become 1 or 2 hours of task. So we can shut down another machines for 22 years a day. So it's help us to save costs a lot. And also we used to store some data into a database, HBase. But yeah, now we are storing it on S3. So is much cheaper and like easier to access. And Zeppelin, actually we do everything on Zeppelin. And it's so funny that one day my friend showed me a decent tool. It was Zeppelin, and I was super fascinated. And from that day, I was a user and fan of Zeppelin. And the friend was Moon. So now he's the chair of Zeppelin project, and he's a creator of Zeppelin, and he was my close friend. So I become a world first user of Zeppelin. So status of Zeppelin was really poor at that time because it's just created. So me and my friend started to develop it together, like talking about some ideas on Zeppelin every day. So so that Zeppelin is quite famous, I guess, right now. So I become a commuter of Zeppelin too. So the journey with Zeppelin was really joyful and also helped our business a lot by boosting our productivity. So we got more than 2,000 of Zeppelin notebooks. And our Spark clusters are running on AWS. And thanks for the Spot instance, we can save a lot of money for computations. It only costs like 10 or 20% of 20% of cost compared to on-demand instance. And we manually it's automatically using the auto scale feature on AWS. We automatically launch the Spot instance clusters on specific time for batch process, and also we can manually launch cluster when we need it on Zeppelin. We got some auto scale scripts using AWS Java SDK, and it also automatically diminishing. So this is the most important part because every time we forget to shut down the clusters, and they'll charge us a lot. So everything should be done automatically. And we got a few dashboard tools. We use mostly we use Zeppelin and using Spark SQL or using some JDBC connector on Zeppelin and connected to MySQL. And here's a product called Zeppu. It's kind of a paid service for sharing Zeppelin notebook. And also we got a few more dashboard tools called Holistics and Dash. So they are kind of early stage products, but they are great. So we are both using them or like considering to use it. So and I'd like to share some questions and challenges we have. So some has been like concluded, or some is ongoing. So now on Spark, sadly we have many kinds of APIs. Especially we got programmatic API, RDD, and also we got data frame API, which has been like introduced many times on this summit too. So we are really satisfied on RDD API because we are a group of engineers. But Spark community is pushing hard toward the data frame API, and especially if you are doing some machine learning research or doing similar things, using data frame is almost mandatory. So so we compared them, but we found RDD API is still much more competitive for us because we are all engineers. So maybe we'll be stick on to RDD API for a while and using both if we need it. And here's another question. sushi and or cooked data. So we found keeping data in a raw form is a great way of doing some data operations. It drastically reduces management costs. So some great guys in Strata conference named this kind of concept like Sushi Principle. So keeping it data fresh. So Apache Spark is a really great way to extract some insight from the raw data. So especially with cloud service, it's really good. So with this burst nature of AWS and Spark, we can expand the clusters and pulling from raw data, and there would be zero management costs compared to doing some ETL jobs. So that's the way we're doing to reduce the management cost. And this is related some questions related to the Sushi Principle, hiring some data analysis. The number of data operations is exploding in my company, and we are really lack of manpower. But for data analysts, skills like some cooking raw data is not expected. They are like expected to do some Excel or SQL or R or something. So we are mostly using Spark from programmatic API, RDD API. So like programming something is not really expected skill set for them. So so far we prefer hiring a data engineer than data analysis. But someday we might against the Sushi Principle and doing some ETL for data analysts. So that would be a big challenge for us. We need to like change our style for doing the data operation. So that's one of the biggest challenges we are getting. And also how to be better and faster for supporting other teams. So to be better, Zeppelin is a great tool for analyzing data, but sometimes it's not really good for sharing. So for example, like running through some various filters or like crossing data, that kind of things are like that kind of things are not supported on Zeppelin. So usually we use some BI tools for that kind of purpose, but it also violates the Sushi Principle, doing some ETL jobs for BI tools. So we like to minimize them. So that's one of the big challenge. And if we want to go faster, launching a Spark cluster only takes few minutes, so that's not bad at all. But we want it faster, so there's a service like BigQuery or AWS Athena. They provide some managed clusters, and they will charge for query or something. So and they respond instantly. So we may consider SQL database, and that also violates some Sushi Principle. But sometimes we need much faster, and but sometimes the SQL database is faster and efficient. So we are like, but they are against the Sushi Principle. So that's also the challenges we got. So the future plan, we need to. We are going to preparing for exploding number of data operations, since our team is growing fast and number of data tasks is growing fast. And the next, there will be some operations with machine learning and deep learning. And for machine learning, we are pretty well prepared. But for deep learning, the pipeline is really messy. So yeah, we need to create some better data flow, and I got some good ideas on this conference, but still I feel like there's a long way to go. So yeah, so it's great to be in a Spark Summit. So I guess I could get some idea on it. So I'd like to wrap up my talk. Here's what matters for us. So supporting team and keeping technical lead, and we'd like to have some social impact too. So Apache Spark is helping a startup in every way. So it's a great general tool, and not only saving time and cost, it's also giving a great experience for engineers, and also give us a chance to contribute to community. So yeah, thanks for the Apache Spark. We feel like doing our data operations really well and well managed way. And I can say working as a data engineer in a startup, it's really fascinating job with fast evolution of technologies. But for a while, it's also an everyday hard work and hard labor. So, and that kind of work and labor cannot be shining by themselves, only by teammates' good job. So that's it. So thanks for listening, and maybe I can get some few questions here, and let's discuss more if you like it. Thank you.
Do we have any questions for Kevin?
Hey, finally, someone mentioning Zeppelin. Should have put it in the title, but maybe Databricks doesn't like that. So how do you run Zeppelin? Is it do you have one instance that's there all the time and a user can go to and spin up their personal interpreter? Or yeah.
Yes, we have a few instances of Zeppelin. They are always on. Actually, we used to have 4 instances according to their purpose, and that's because at the early stage, Zeppelin was extremely unstable, so we need to divide it by their purpose. So some Zeppelin instances for dashboard, and some Zeppelin instances for analytics, and some are for another kind of task like machine learning things. But today, at this day, we are combining the most Zeppelin node into one instance. So
okay, so it got more stable for you.
Yes,
okay.
Because Zeppelin is getting better. So
yeah. Good, thanks.
Okay, another question. Okay, and I'm going to a famous Irish pub. It's like the Temple Bar. So if you want to join us, please join.
All right, thank you, Kevin.
Thank you.